Hello and welcome back to Software Testing Studio. Today's session we are going to talk about how to take screenshots using Selenium WebDriver. There may be a number of reasons why we need to do this. For instance, you may want to provide supporting evidence that an error or an exception occurs or is shown on your screen. So it is useful to provide that as a supporting evidence to your test results. Today's agenda is as follows. So first we're going to show you what is the intended action and steps manually, what we're trying to achieve manually. We're going to create a screenshot class that performs the action of taking screenshots. We're going to create a screenshot test that calls that class. We're going to execute the tests using Visual Studio. We're going to make sure that the screenshots have been taken and saved in the directory, intended directory. Then we're going to try and execute the test on Azure DevOps. This depends if the artifacts are created correctly, And finally, we're going to make sure that the screenshots are taken and saved to the artifacts on Azure DevOps. So, to start with, the first thing we're going to need to do is this. So we're going to navigate to this link here, this URL, and we will assert that this link here, we're going to focus on this specific link, status codes. We're going to make sure that this text exists and take screenshots of this page. We're going to click on that link and we're going to assert that this exists and then take screenshots of this page and then click on that link and assert that this text exists and take screenshots. So this is what we intend to do with our test today. This is what we're trying to do. So we're going to navigate to the first URL and do the assertion, take screenshots, and every time we take screenshots, if you see this line here, it just means it's going to call this class. But this is the arrows means the flow of the program. Then click on that link, and then take screenshots. Again, it's going to call the same class. Then click on link 404, take screenshots, which is going to call this class, and then assert that link exists, close the browser, and that's the end of the test. Also, initially we've written the tests manually. So if we focus on these first three columns here, so this is the step. So we have 9 steps here. So we open the URL. You check that the page contains the link called status code. So we're asserting here that the text exists. We take screenshots. Then click on that link that's got status codes. Then we do assertion here, making sure that the text 404 exists. Click on that link, ensure it exists, and then take screenshots, close the browsers. So these are the manual steps that we used to do, and this is the expected results. So we added here a section whether this can be automated. Yes, we can. And these are the methods. So all these last 3 columns, the method called, spec flow test, automation test notes. So this is what we are trying to do on Visual Studio, which I'm going to show you momentarily. So this is the intended action. So first of all, on Visual Studio, one thing I need to mention here is we've already created a test called open page. So this page simply opens the driver and navigate to the URL link. So this is going to be called by our tests. So instead of repeating the test of creating the driver, opening the link, so we're just going to call this page, this test. So the first thing we're going to create is the screenshot class. And obviously I've written code snippets already, so I'm going to be just copy and paste just to save time. So this is the class that is going to be doing the action of saving the screenshots. So it takes two parameters, the driver and a string, a shot name. So this is the name of the that we're going to pass to give the name of the screenshot. I'll come back to this in a moment for clarity. So so the first thing we do is we're going to create object screenshots, and so this is how we screenshots. It takes the driver and gets, so this is how we're going to take the screenshot. And next thing we're going to do, we need to specify the file path where the shot will be, the screenshot will be saved. So this is going to be where the assembly is, where the location. This is important because we want the screenshot to be saved to where the assembly is, not any other location. Because if we try and run the test using Azure DevOps and we specify an absolute path here, then it will not find the path and fail. So it's important to use the actual location of where the assembly is. So next task we're gonna do is to specify the format, the name of the file. So file name is so we're gonna pass it where the location is, so which is going to be stored on this location, and this is the format. It's going to have a prefix of screenshots plus the name of the screenshot plus date time and the extension of the image, which is .png, which can be anything. And the last thing we're going to do is to save it. So this can be achieved by this line of code, and so screenshots save as, and we're saving it in this format here. So file name. So this is the screenshot class. Going back to the diagram, this is this bit here we've created. So next thing is the screenshots steps. Again, I've got the tests, but I'm just gonna copy the lines of code that I've created and go through each of them once at a time. So the first thing we're going to do is get the page and take screenshots of the link, the first page. So this can be achieved with this. I'm going to just copy this section 1. So here, open page steps when I type URL. So this, I'm calling that test I mentioned earlier. So when I type URL, which is this here, so this calls this, maximize the window and go to that URL, and then we take screenshots of it and we store it as. So this is the bit. So this method here takes two parameters, a driver one and a name. So this is the name that will be passed to the screenshot class, shot name. So when we call it, we're going to save it as main page screenshot. So the reason we're doing this, because we don't want to override the screenshots. So each section of our test will take screenshots. So if we take screenshots of the first page, it's going to be called this. Then we move to the next bit, it's going to be a different name. So we're going to have different names for different sections of the test, the screenshot. And here, what we're doing here, we're trying to find the element on the page and assert that the element exists. Is called the text of the element is status code. So just to show you how I achieved this, we're trying to find it using the XPath. So what we use is the spy. So if we go there and if we hover over there, we right click and we copy that and we get the XPath. So if I just paste this for the time being, so you can see here URL li42a. So this is the same as that. So So this is just the XPath of that element. So we're just asserting, making sure that it's correct. And obviously if it's not correct, then the test will fail. Next section is we're going to click on that link. This can be achieved by this section here. Again, I'm just going to copy all that to save us time. So we are in section 2. So again, we're going to click on that element I've just shown you, status code link, and take screenshot of that the page which been we have been redirected to, and again assert that 404 element exists. So what we've done with that code, we clicked here and we check in that this exists. Okay, and again if this fails, then the test will fail. Next thing, we're going to click on the second link. So if we navigate, it's just one line of code, so we're just going to click here. Okay, again straightforward, so you just click on the link. And the final thing we're going to do is the final page. We're going to assert that element exists and take a screenshot. So this is achieved in this section here. So find the element by XPath and then try to find a text called 404, take screenshot. So again, this is what we're doing. After clicking this, we go into this page, find that, and then do assertion, and then take screenshot of this page. So section 3, so we have a small problem here. Let's just have a look, see what's not right. Yeah, there's a semicolon missing. Or maybe not. Okay, let's just see what we missed. Okay, so it's section 3 that we've copied. Section 1, yeah. Section 2. Section 3. Yeah, so that's okay. So we have it needs the return. Yeah, okay. So it needs, because it's a boolean, true or false, so it's not returning anything. So we have to clear that. So that's our code done now, and let's run the tests and see what happens. Let's see whether it gets executed successfully and whether it creates the screenshots as we intended. So let's just save that and screenshot tests. Let's go then. Okay, clicked on it and the test passed as indicated here. So what we need to do now, we're going to navigate to where the assembly directory is and see if the screenshot's been saved there. And so it's on here. bin debug, and I can see them here, 3 screenshots. So as you can see, the format: screenshots, main page screenshots, date time, and it's 17th of March, 8 minutes past 1, and our clock here shows just 9 minutes. So if you click on this, and it shows you the first page, and the first, again, screenshots, first link screenshots, is the second page, and this is the final page. Okay, just to clarify again, so if you look at the name, it says screenshots, main page screenshot, and then date time. So going back to the code, main page screenshots, okay, that's the name of it. So it's first linked screenshots, so that's the second one, and that's the final one. So if you notice, it gives different name, and it's every time there is a if we expand the test and add another section, for instance, then we just give it a different name, so it doesn't override the same one. So that's the benefit of creating this class. So it's passing a name in the file name, so there's a new one created every time. So let's see if we can run this on Azure DevOps. Hopefully, if the artifacts are created successfully, and we should be able to navigate to where the location is of the images. So first, what we need to do is commit any change we made. So obviously, I've been copying and cutting paste. So I'm going to say just copy paste for demo. Let's commit that, and let's sync that with the master on the Azure. Let's pull, see if there is any changes there. Already up to date, and let's push these changes. So the reason I'm doing this, because I've got continuous integration enabled on Azure DevOps, and we'd like to see if so that the pipeline is triggered automatically. So here we are. So on Azure DevOps, and we're going to check if it has triggered it. So here we go. So copy paste for demo. So that's the commit, and you can see in action now, and it's already started doing the restore. So these are some steps created for automating the test, running the test on Azure DevOps. So we are just restoring the nuggets packages. Just for reference, there are 2 ways of running the tests on Azure DevOps for the pipelines. You can be either running them using the local agents on your machine, or using the Azure pipeline agents as in the cloud. Okay, and then all the nugget packages have been restored successfully, and now it's building. Publishing, now it's running the tests. So there should be 3 tests that should be run, because I've set other tests not to run. There's about 10. So just for the demo purposes, we don't want to, as it will take too long to execute all 10 tests. So it should say 10 passed. Fingers crossed. So you can see Chrome driver started successfully. So it's going to open. It's opening the web page. So there we go. So 3 passed, 8 skipped. So let's see if it will publish the artifacts. Now it's publishing them. Okay, one artifact produced. So let's check if it has created the screenshot. And so the assembly allocated and the bin release. And if we look, scroll down here, there we go. 3 screenshot taken, and look at the times. It's 1 o'clock, 17th of March, 30 minutes past 1, and it's roughly 5 minutes past 1. It took about 2 minutes to complete the test. So if we click on them and open, that's the first page. That's the second page. And this is the final page. Okay, so the test been successful on both using Visual Studio locally and also Azure DevOps. So that's it for now. I hope this give you an insight on how to take screenshots. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or if you know better ways or different ways of taking screenshots using Selenium WebDriver, by all means, please leave your comments in the comment section below. And we'll see you in the next session. Thank you.